income coming in and income going out. And I realized that my black community was not enough. The money I was making from my black community could not even pay my bills, let alone my mortgage. The rest of the communities, if I charge them £1,000, I'm not saying they have more money than us. The mentality is different. Before I get a contract for my Asian client or my white client, they scrutinize everything. They want client references, people that have been happy with my work. They want to see samples. It will take a week. But when I tell them this is how much I'm charging, they pay. Every time, every 2 days, they will ask me, what have I done? You understand me? Yeah. My black community, different approach. I charge them half the rate because I know I'm not going to get the rest of the money, and they never finish paying. And so out of frustration, I stopped being a business consultant. I stopped it completely. And I went back to go and be doing SEO, web design elsewhere. Now, I met Olu at this event. I was very reluctant to be a speaker there because, unfortunately, even though I'm black, I'd left the black community. I'm not interested. But my family friend said, no, you come around, you know, you never know what it is. Impart this knowledge to other people. So I attended. And it went quite well because it was almost like being in a church, preaching to them. And I realized the whole difference that if you can speak to people and really tell them the truth, to be honest with you, not everybody needs to be a business person. You don't have to. This is England, 9 to 5. There's so many people that go to jobs, they pay them, they're happy. They go on their holiday once a year. They don't have to be driving Mercedes-Benz. It's not necessary. And they're happy. But if you believe you have a talent or you have a passion for something, please, by all means, go for it. Yeah. Now, about Entapas, what had happened is that we now met and we discussed, what about doing this business networking that would really work? Because I went for that event, and to be honest with you, I was very sad. I saw so many people in the crowd that were wasting their time. And nobody's going to tell them that, listen, oh, you have somebody come and say, everybody here is going to be a millionaire. How? Let's be reasonable. If you're doing a business now, and that business in 4 years earns even 30,000, you have succeeded. And let's be real. You know, and as Christians, you're supposed to have an advantage. For my sins, I'm not a Christian. I'm not anything. And I know what I've lost. I really wish I was. Maybe, you never know, maybe as I come to this place and I congregate to this place, maybe I will see things differently. But if I was a Christian, I know where I would be. But as a Christian, you have an advantage. So Entapas, generally, the whole idea of Entapas is not just another business networking. We sit down, we talk, and go home, and nothing happens. We spoke about it, and I said, because I did it on a consultancy point of view, and I said, if you want to do this thing, yeah, I love your raw idea. What about if we had a situation whereby it was like a club? You see, I've always believed together we're stronger. 2 + 2 is 5. I've always believed it. I promise you. All my white clients, there's always 2 or 3 partners. Every time I'm talking to them. All my black clients, it's only them one. I want to own my business 100%. Seriously. Before I finish my session, I'll tell you the story about KFC. The guy that started KFC. He almost failed. But because other people joined him, he decided, there was no such thing as franchise those days. What's franchise? This is back then. There was no McDonald's. But anyway, we'll come to that later on. So anyway, we discussed it, and I realized that Olu it seems to be a very spiritual person who believes in his church and everything else. And he said, you know what my desire would be? What about if we had this kind of thing and introduced it to the church? And I'll tell you something, for somebody who is not religious, I actually agreed with him. I said, because there's one thing Christians do have, especially those who are true believers. First of all, they have God on their side. They've got their insurance. I'm saying this out of experience because I used to be a serious Christian before. So for my own fault, I kind of on the wayside, and I know I don't have a defense. I'm being honest with you, I don't. I wish I did, I don't. So when he spoke about it, and I criticized things very easily, I thought, as a Christian, yeah, this concept, Christians in business. Why? Number one, especially with our black community, which we seem to be centering on, right? We always tend to need to have a business. You know why? Because a lot of us get good jobs. But what has happened is that we don't progress upwards. No. I've met so many people who was working for Lambeth Council before, Croydon Council before, but they can't move upwards. Once they get to that manager level, director, you're having a laugh. It's not happening. And I found that a lot of us as well, unfortunately, maybe due to immigration status or whatever, they find they have to run a business, they can't get employment, or they're used to it. Some have succeeded, some have failed. But the amount of people that have failed is too high. It's really that bad, I'm telling you. It's too high. And do you know why we fail? Because we don't come together. There's a guy that owns an off license near my house where I go and get my goods and everything else nearby. And I saw him in another shop on another day. I saw him in another shop again, 3 different shops. So I said, which one? I thought your shop was near my road. They said, my shop. It's 12 of us that own it. One shop. Why do you think the agents have all the shops everywhere else? The main person that put the real money down is not even in UK. Yes. And then what happens is they have a sort of roll-on situation. So what happens is 5 people will come together. They own that shop. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th year, they open another shop. It's owned by the second person. Just like how we do our is it our job? Yeah. Just like that. And the 3rd year, and the 4th year, and the 5th year, then everybody has their shop. They move on to the next one. It's not hard. And that's one thing that our black community lacks. I don't trust this person. I want it to be my own. How silly is that? Starbucks coffee in Seattle. If you know their story, you will laugh your head off. Starbucks only had 2 branches. 2 branches. That's all the guy could afford. I met up with some other people and said, listen, why, instead of looking for money to open the 3rd branch and the 4th branch and the 5th branch, I like the idea of this your coffee thing. It's got to learn for himself. What about if I paid you 25% of what I own and I can call my thing Starbucks as well? And then the next shop, and the next shop, and the next shop, and the next shop, till Starbucks was everywhere. Starbucks started with $4,000. McDonald's, the movie is out. If you have Netflix, you can watch it. The story of McDonald's. Same thing. See, where is our own franchise, black people? Where is it? Because we don't like working together. So here's the trick. Entapas Christians in business. You are Christians. Use that advantage. You understand what I mean? You go to church together. You worship together. There's a certain element of trust. You worship the same God. You have the same prayers. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? So you're sitting down here. Instead of saying, God, please bless me and that my business. Stop mine. What about our business? I promise you. Okay, look. I want to start a business. It cost me £5,000 to do the marketing, to get the products. Yeah? I earn £45,000 average each year. By the time I pay all my bills, I hardly have any savings. Give or take, I might have £4,000 left. And the business, there's a certain amount of expense I have to meet. Why can't I come to Mr. Ajayi and say, come on, this thing I'm doing, first of all, do you like the idea? Does it make sense to you? Yeah, to a certain extent. Now, Shola knows how to build websites. Mr. Ajayi knows how to network. Sarah knows how to do business practices. 3 of them came together. Shola puts down £5,000. Mr. Ajayi puts down £5,000. Sarah puts down £5,000. £15,000. Don't worry that, oh, I only have 30% of the business. It's no more my baby. Seriously. Go and watch Dragon's Den. It is better to own 2% of a business that's going somewhere than 100% of a business that's going nowhere. And we blacks, we fall into the same problem every year. Even me myself, I made my mistakes. I can't remember how many businesses I've started. When I go up to my attic, I remember this catalog I saw, and this one I did. I just look at it, I weep. Do you know my greatest loss? It's not the money, it's my time. My brother, my older brother, he's less into business. When we came back to England, he just faced his academics. He went to go and work for Waltham Forest, JJ. And he's reached a certain point. He's not the director, but he's comfortable. And sometimes when I look at how many hours I have to work, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm working for clients. I'm thinking, you know what, he was right. And this is me that has a lot of knowledge in business. So if I had known, I would have made a firm decision, and this is the trick. Everybody here has a certain amount of time. You see, some people will come and speak motivation and say, you should dream big and everything else. I believe that every person should give yourself no more than 8 years for your career. If it doesn't work out within that 8 years, go back and look for a job. Because your greatest loss is you're getting older, there's no pension. Every day you're dreaming, waiting for God to drop something on your lap. It doesn't work like that. So that was the essence of this club. So when we got together and everything else, I started to get excited that, oh my God, actually this is not a bad idea, you know. Because we in particular, especially blacks, we need this kind of thing. But as he knows me very well, I'm very, I get paid to criticize people's business, and I get paid seriously. Somebody will come and say, well, I have this business idea. I'll say, okay, what's the appointment? 5 o'clock on Tuesday. Okay, you don't understand my charges, they're £150, whether I like your business plan or not. So we meet up somewhere, or they come to me, I look at the business plan. In 2 seconds, I will be able to say, I say, listen, my dear, I'm very sorry to say, you don't have a business. It's not going to happen. But my family said it's good, and this and that. Your family are not the people that are going to be buying this thing in numbers. And I will still invoice them, and they will pay me my £150. But you see, it looks brutal. What I've done for you is I've saved you 5 to 10 years of time wasting. Time is what you don't have. So, going back to the club, right? It's now into 2. So we have Entapas, the main one, which, now, the only reason why we kind of say it's for the black community, don't get me wrong, if there's anybody from any race that wants to join, by all means, but the focus is to help black communities because we are back, we're behind, if that makes any sense. You understand? So my job, because I've seen the statistics, I feel very passionate about it. I'm very angry. I have an appointment after here now with one of my Asian clients. That's the 4th Domino's pizza is going to open. It's really sad, I'm telling you. Why can't we do what they're doing? Trust. It's not even a question of trust. It's not a good. How many of you remember this thing called Nigerian Expo? They used to have it in Excel. Where is it today? Nonsense. And they had enough income for them to be able to take him to rent a place like Excel. The idea was fantastic. What happened? In fighting. I'm the owner of the thing. Yeah, it's my thing. I have control. So the white people that were renting them the space in Excel were just laughing and said, these people. Let me tell you, the only thing you seem to do. Do you know what? This question is a very funny one. Do you know the most successful franchise in not West Africa, Africa? Can anyone guess? Because it will shock you. The most successful franchise in Africa.
Money transfer.
Nope. Please take this answer with a pinch of salt. You can guess from now to tomorrow, you never get it right. Unless you read it in your CIM marketing textbook. Nope.
Okay. Give it to
And
us.
it's from that. Let me give you a little clue. It's from Nigeria. Think, what are we best at?
Music? No.
All right. Again, please take my answer with a pinch of salt. Please understand where I'm coming from. It is Redeemed Church of Christ.
That's what he said.
Church.
Do you know your Redeemed Church of Christ is mentioned in marketing textbooks universally? Do you understand why I've used that example? You understand?
Oh, yes.
I'm not going to go into much into detail, but we recognized we were very good at one particular thing. Nigerians, our mouth is sweet. So when it came to the church thing, we're very good at it. Why can't we transfer those same skills elsewhere? So now, Christians in business, this is the plan. How many of us are here now? Give or take, how many of us?
About 30 in total.
Okay. Imagine this now. This thing starts. This is what we plan. You know how you have Facebook? And we go on there, you can share pictures and images and discuss and opinions. Imagine if we had a club where we have different types of grades. So we have bronze, gold, silver, diamond. Now, we all have business prospects. Yeah? Some of us don't have a clue. Some of us just started business yesterday. Some of us have been in business for 20 years and still don't have a clue. What about if we had this kind of social network or a club where everybody pays a subscription? So if you're not sure, you start from the base and you say, I don't know, I'm not sure about these people. I like the idea. All right, let me just do the basic membership, £10. And then you have the highest one, which is £500 a month. Sounds a lot, but let me tell you what you can get out of it. You start a business tomorrow. In your business, realistically, or those who know, you're going to need somebody who knows his stuff, not your friend or your cousin that will do business plan for you, somebody that doesn't even know you.